Hello everyone, welcome to CEC Gurukul live lectures. Dear friends, this is our session on career counseling called Pratibha Samvardhan, and today we have come up with a very interesting topic. Our topic of discussion is skill-based learning. And friends, to understand today's topic in detail, we have with us in our studios Dr. Anu Singh. Dr. Anu Singh is Vice Principal in the Indian School, and she has been resource person to CBSE, as well as we would like to tell you all since more than 23 years she is giving her best so that she could make learning easy. So let's welcome our guest Dr. Anu Singh, and let's try to understand first of all what skill based learning is. Hello ma'am, welcome to the lecture.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, as per our topic of discussion today, that is the skill-based learning. Through you, we would like to know what is skill-based learning.
All right. Skill-based learning, especially if we talk about NEP 2020, it has been incorporated in the policy, and it's a great initiative by the government. Not only because it has been incorporated, it's a great initiative. We see and we have seen that skills incorporated or undertaken by a student during his academic career definitely help them. If I teach chemistry, I'm a chemistry teacher. I have done my PhD in chemistry. Of course, whatever syllabus I tell them, it is very important for you to do the syllabus. But a simple activity of making soap in the chemistry lab has turned out to be a part of a very important program in our school, which is called the Citizenship Initiative. The students prepare the soap. The entire process of making the soap from the oils and, following the saponification process leads to a product which can be sold. So through this process, we have incorporated entrepreneurship skill in the students. And it has been going on for years now. We are making soaps, then during Diwali we make diyas, then we have herbal colors. You are also trying to incorporate, awareness towards climate action and how we can use these products to eventually, I think my retirement plan is that I'm going to set up soap industry or maybe the candle industry, you never know. So these skills, apart from the academic curriculum that we have, definitely go a long way. And I think it's very important because India as a country, from 2008, I was just reading a data, in 2023 the unemployability rate is 8.41%. Now these are youth which are graduate, postgraduate, but the percentage, if you take at the condition or the population that we have, 8.41%, you can understand what is the amount of unemployment. If they had learned certain skills during their academic journey, definitely they would have started up. That's why the government is very keen. The Prime Minister talks about Skill India, right, mission. The idea is that we learn certain skills over a period of time that we can fend for ourselves, and instead of us asking for or going for jobs, why can we not become entrepreneurs? We create jobs for others. So the skills will definitely help in achieving that.
So ma'am, do you think skill-based learning or the skill-based education will change the complete scenario of teaching, learning, career making as well as employability, as you yourself said?
Yes,
so
yes.
Can we put it into a parameter that the entire scenario is going to change in future?
Definitely. See, the idea is now we used to have certain skill-based courses in schools earlier as well. Now government in the NEP has laid emphasis on having it started from class 6th onwards. So we have to incorporate certain vocational courses from class 6th onwards. The idea is that only the more the merrier, the number of years the children are going to spend on learning that skill definitely will lead them to achieving a certain goal. As far as teachers or teaching is concerned, see, when there is a change that is brought about, everyone has to work, all the stakeholders have to work in sync with each other. So definitely we as schools also have to learn all these courses, employ certain new people to teach these courses. So there's a lot of dynamics at work which will definitely lead to what we eventually want.
some 20 years back, or you can say when I was in school, there was only a SUPW class, and the class was only attended by the girls, most probably.
Yes.
So now, if we compare that SUPW class to the present scenario, or when we are talking about skill-based learning, so there is a lot of difference, and now it is not a gender bias class. It is for everyone.
Definitely.
Now, what is the challenge? What is the challenge for students in adopting such learning, as well as from an academician point of view? What are the challenges you as a professional would be facing?
You know what, I think the mindset has to change. I think the major challenge that we face, although there is a lot of shift in the ideas and the ideology of teachers, schools, parents, but there is still a lot that needs to be done. Especially I think parents, like when I look at science students, no matter what we tell them, their aim is to crack the JEE or to crack NEET, or now even the graduate courses you have to crack CUET. How many of us are teaching or making our students aware about the various skills that they should learn during the period of time so that they can fend for themselves after they graduate? There was a report recently which is very sad, but then that is what it is. I read somewhere that an electrician earns more than an unemployed engineer because the demand is less, the supply is too much. And we have all these courses, the colleges mushrooming. We had, one scientific advisor to the Prime Minister's office in a school once, and we were talking about why India is not in the research innovation index also. As a country, we fall very low at, I think it's in the 47 we fall in the overall world. So we discussed that and we found out, and we question, in fact, when we say that research is a long drawn process, okay, obviously you are innovating something there. Here you have the colleges which are getting recognition. The children, because obviously it's a long drawn process, you do not want to spend 8-9 years, you would rather spend 4 years to achieve. But in the end, what are you getting? You are not getting the job that you would want. So wouldn't it have been better that those children had learned certain skills during their academic journey for them to open a startup? Isn't it? Although government is supporting the students, the youth in a big way, but the idea should come from the students and the parents also. And also I think the mindset of the parent, that requires a lot of shift, because our parents still, no matter what they want, they think of only those conventional. Still, I'm telling you,
exactly,
times are changing. I'm not saying that it's still the same as it was 20 years ago, but there is a lot that needs to be done.
And you're absolutely right over here that parent psychology plays an important role.
Absolutely.
Because most of the parents nowadays are complaining, school mein kuch padhai nahi hoti hai.
No,
School is not concerned about the hardcore studies, physics class, chemistry, mathematics, every class is going on. They are satisfied with that. Because when they have to work extra with their kid, they have certain complaints, classes are not going. So, apart from the parent psychology, the psychology of the student as well as of teacher, how does it matters and how important it is when we are talking about the such type of learning?
Okay, so you know what, as a teacher, although we are bound by the syllabus, we are bound by the timeline, everything has to be done in a stipulated time. But as teacher, I think it is the innovative approach of the teacher that decides whether I can incorporate, like I gave you, saponification is a topic in class 10th, which they study as a theory chapter, but when we try to incorporate it, convert it into a practical skill-based product that we got in the end, that is how the teachers will have to, make a change in their pedagogy. If we do not bring about a change in the pedagogy, the government talking about, everyone talking about will not really make a difference. To give you an example, recently we had a mathematics activity, I would call it, but we called it skill convergence. So for a student, like eventually it's generally done for class 8 students. Now when we say class 8 student getting things from home, organizing activities, earning some amount of money, all in-house, we didn't call anybody from outside, and then finding out what is the profit that we gained. That entire exercise was an exercise in building up entrepreneurship skills only, which is very important for students to learn, I think. So there is a challenge, but I think whenever something good comes up, we have to think of all the possibilities and possible ways by which we can incorporate all these new policy by the government.
So, ma'am, you have different sets of students in a class or in a school, and you need to cater to the everyone's needs, because every child has different set of capabilities, as well as in terms of their potential, also their capability also. So, as an academician, how difficult it would be going to be when you are adopting skill-based teaching?
So you know what, when we talk of skills, we also as teachers, as school, we have to see what is the skill that the child is going to excel in. Every person, like say, all five fingers of the hand are also not equal. So students, so based on their interest, aptitude and the competencies that they possess, we will have to, although it is going to be a difficult task, because to each his own, like we say, but we'll have to incorporate a different kind of program by which we cater to everyone's need. And then that's why when we have these activities or skill based courses or classes during the Saturdays, we have it, most of the schools have it, so we give them option that these are the options, based on their personal choices they pick up. Repair of electronic gadgets, or robotics, or going for gardening. These are all the basic skills that they are learning over a period of time that eventually they can make use of in their life.
So, when we talk about, curriculum, and we talk about teaching, learning, and apart from that, we also talk about assessment, because we believe in assessment is very, very important. How can we judge a student whether he or she is doing right or not? So, in case of skill-based learning, how assessments are done?
See, as it is now, after NEP, now we have to all incorporate the holistic report card, which is talking about holistic development. It's not only going to give you or assess a child based on the academic excellence. Whatever skills, whatever courses, whatever little percentage of improvement that the child has shown in any criteria, that will be taken care of. And I think we should thank the government for taking out the NEP, because it caters, because we know times are changing.
Exactly.
So we have to resort to a mechanism by which we can assess each child in a way, and eventually, a holistic report card is going to give you the exact picture where a particular child stands. It's not only going to be like you recently heard the CBSE is going to do away with awarding any percentage or any grade for the class 10 board result as well, because eventually that report card is a paper on which certain marks are there, but it does not assess the child in. I'm not doubting the board exam as such, but within those 3 hours, what is the mental state of the child?
Exactly.
The day can be good for somebody, the day can be bad for somebody, but those 3 hours cannot decide what a child is like. So it is holistic development throughout the year. That's why internal assessment have been incorporated. We have all these various parameters by which the children are assessed, on which the children are assessed. So that will definitely take care of the individual learning differences.
And one of the most important thing which I have perceived out right now through your discussion on the topic, skill-based learning will definitely help out the student as well as the parents to know who the child is.
Absolutely.
Identifying yourself is the most important thing in the world.
And it's not that you have to stick to, see, it's like, it's a plethora of activities that are in front of you. You pick and choose, and then, over a period of time, my interest and inclination towards a particular subject or a skill might change. I can definitely, make that change and then go ahead with another one.
And it happens with us also. In late life, we discover ourselves and we feel so, we are good at this.
Absolutely.
Why nobody has told us that we are good at certain things?
And it's like, exposing children to various things on the plate. They will pick and choose eventually which they will relish throughout their life, and it's a matter of their life. Why will they not choose?
Exactly, and the things which are picked early in life will help you out in
Definitely.
planning, as well as in deciding, as well as
Absolutely.
making yourself the better version of
Yeah, yeah,
yourselves. So
definitely.
we need to make the present kids the better version, as well as what they are. We need to tell
Absolutely,
them.
absolutely.
So, ma'am, one question also that is arising out of my mind. So, as an academician, you need to continuously and persistently work out while designing the framework, because every year you would be finding different set of students with different psychology, because the world is moving 10 steps ahead
Yeah,
or 100
yeah.
steps ahead,
Yes.
and the kids today are they are more acquainted with the different things. So
Yeah.
you would be facing this kind of challenge too.
You know what, especially with the incorporation, or I would say the social media, there are certain challenges. And especially we're still kind of overcoming from the loss that we faced, loss in terms of learning outcomes achieved due to the COVID, So we are still moving ahead and trying to cover those loss in the learning outcomes that we faced. So definitely it is a challenge, but then one has to incorporate what one has to incorporate, and the schools are trying to take care of all these deficiencies that we have faced during the COVID time, and then we will definitely work ahead.
So, ma'am, do you think it will increase? I mean, the skill based learning will increase the chances of employability, as well as it will open new avenues also, because हर बार हम यही सोचते हैं और हर बार यही सुनते हैं कि अच्छा ऐसा भी किया जा सकता था, क्या क्या ये भी बना जा सकता था, हमें पहले क्यों नहीं पता था? So do you think so that it will be opening new avenues?
I think the idea behind incorporating in skill based education is this only, to take care of the employability of our graduate youth or postgraduate youth. That, like I said, we have always, told our students that you have to clear this exam, you have to go for this, you have to do this, take this degree. We have never kind of, told them why should you not open up your own small scale, any kind of workforce that you develop, which is going to employ the other people. Entrepreneurship is a big word.
Exactly.
Exactly, but then it cannot happen overnight. You have to keep training the kids from early stages of their life so that they are adept at handling the thing when they graduate.
Making students adaptable to this present scenario, that is of the skill based learning, it's not an easy task. It's not an easy task, I should admit this over here, because you have been teaching since years, and as I earlier said also, things are changing and the world is stepping 100 steps ahead. हम जहाँ थे उससे 100 कदम आगे दुनिया दौड़ रही है. So in that case, do you carry out some programs so that you keep the child informed about different things happening all around?
Absolutely. See, so it is a huge responsibility on schools to expose kids to as many career options. We keep having career counseling sessions. Then we have this program in our school where we send class 11 students for internship. Internship, is generally taken up by students in the final year of their graduation or their postgraduate studies. We have this program in our school where we send our students of class 11 because they have just taken up a stream, isn't it? Now, although we have a multidisciplinary approach, a student can pick up any subject based on the NEP's guidelines, but still we used to send them for this internship so that they get to know what the work ethics of a place or an organization which they want to join. In the process, they will see what is that work entail, and also get an exposure of the real life scenario that's happening there. So then exposing children to as many resource people who have achieved something in their life, so that you get to know an idea, you have an idea about what is the various courses that are available. So we keep having these sessions. In fact, many schools have it.
So you are working very hard to make the education very easy, as well as accessible, as well as the education which comes out with the positive outlook, as well as outcomes.
Some output, yeah, definitely.
So, ma'am, we would like to thank you for this, giving us this resourceful session, I would say insightful session, where we gathered maximum of knowledge through you, and we would be delighted to have you here. The number of times you are willing to come, and number of times we would would like to invite you so that we could have more resourceful sessions like
Thank
this.
you so much. Thank you for having me. It
So,
was
dear
wonderful
friends, thank
talking
you
to you.
for watching this session, and we have a lot more for you. Keep connected to us and keep watching us. Thank you.